Hey there, let me tell you a little story. As I normally do, because what would life be without stories, right? See, my mom has been trying to get a new washer and dryer. And essentially I think it was her washer died on her, so she'd already been thinking about getting a new set, so I guess that's essentially, like, here's the little nudge you need, right? So this is a few months ago. It went down. She needed a new one. She didn't get anything. She went on vacation. She came back. I guess she had ordered something on the week of her return, and set up a delivery time. And the delivery time was essentially between 12 and 6 of a certain date. Now, my mom, being scatterbrained as she is sometimes, forgot that she was working until 12. Instead of calling them up and saying, hey, I may be a little bit late, can you make sure that they don't come right at 12? And, closer to 1, between 1 and 6 would be better. No, she didn't do that. She figured, hey, nobody ever shows up at 12. You never get that, right? You're always going to get, they'll say 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and they'll show up at 6 p.m. So you'll be there the entire day. But she figured she could at least get home by, like quarter after 12, 20 after 12, and not a problem, right? Well, wouldn't you know it, as she's driving home, turning into her street, there goes the truck. She pulls into her house, and yep, she just passed the guys who tried to deliver her washer and dryer. And so she had to call back, try and arrange another time, and that went on for a good couple of weeks. Finally today, they delivered the washer and dryer. But apparently the water hookup sprung a leak. So my mom phones me up. She says, yeah, remember when you undid all the hookups for the washer and dryer? And I was like, yeah, not a problem. Yeah, I remember doing that. She's like, yeah, well, the guys came and they delivered the washer and dryer today. I was like, oh, sweet, awesome, great. But it's leaking. I was like, what do you mean it's leaking? She's like, well, when they turned it on, it started spraying water everywhere. And I was like, well, it wasn't spraying water when I turned it off. It was perfectly fine. She's like, yeah, well, when was the last time it was turned off, really? Obviously there's something wrong. It's busted and it needs replaced. They said it needed a new stem. And I'm thinking to myself, I have no idea what she's talking about. So I said I would swing by her place after work and see exactly what's leaking, where it's leaking from and such. So I went over and I took a few pictures. Now, my mom lives in another city. So while I was in that other city, I decided, hey, I am going to do some searching, some browsing, some out and abouting, if you will, looking for some deals. So I hit up not one, but 2 Salvation Armies. And there was a couple of things there that I hum and hawed about, but nothing really worth it. So I didn't get anything there. I didn't go to there's a cash converters nearby one of the Salvation Armies, and I was thinking about going there, but you know what, it would have been it's a pain in the butt going through all their stuff. So if I had had more time and stuff, maybe, but I decided, nah, I'm not going to bother with it. And I where did I go? I went to Walmart. I wanted to see if they had any of those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on reduced price, and any of those $5 Transformers. Well, they didn't have any $5 Transformers. In fact, they didn't have any homes for them anymore. So, well, I guess they sold out there. And their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were more expensive. They weren't the same price as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles near me, so that kind of sucked. But I was like, hey, I'm going to check out their movie, see what's there. And I saw a couple of things I was thinking about. They had a section of $8 Blu-rays, and there were 2 there that I was almost grabbed. One was that, what was it called? Budapest Hotel or Marigold Hotel, or Yes, the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. Now, that's not necessarily something I would normally get for my collection, but I know my mom would probably love that movie. And I think I would enjoy it as well. So for $8, hey, awesome. The other movie that was there that I was thinking, it was the one that I was mostly kind of aiming towards, was a movie called The East. Now, I haven't heard anything about it. I haven't seen any trailers. I haven't seen anything. But I read the back, and I was like, this sounds interesting. It's sort of a counterintelligence thriller thing going on. So I was tempted to grab those. And then there was some other stuff there that but no, I saved my money. I you know what? The toys kind of put me off, and that was it. I decided I'm not going to get anything there. So I decided to head over to Toys R Us is in the same plaza. So I went over to Toys R Us, and for a couple of reasons, but the main reason, and what I was going to buy something no matter what. As some of you may or may not know or have been following, Lego put out last year a Simpsons house. The Simpsons house as a set. Well, this year's, I think it's Series 13 of their Lego minifigures, their blind bags, is just Simpsons. So I picked up 5 of those. If you're lucky, I may show you what's in them. But I don't know when I'm going to open them. I just hope, I felt in them, and I hope they're all different. I'm pretty sure they are. I think I've got a Marge and a Bart and maybe an Itchy and a Scratchy and a Lisa maybe. I don't know. The ones that are going to be hard for those, for feeling out which ones are which, are going to be Millhouse, who was the other one? Millhouse, maybe, is it Apu? Maybe it's Apu. No, Grandpa and Ralph Wiggum. Because all they have as their accessories is a little flat thing like a newspaper or a comic or something like that. Yeah. Short of that, you're going by their heads. So, it's almost worth, picking one. I had one of those in my original selection, then I was like, I'm going to go see if I can find an Itchy and Scratchy. Because those are the ones I really, really want. The Bart Simpson's easy to find. Marge Simpson's pretty easy. Lisa's the saxophone that she comes with, pretty easy to figure out. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't even know. See that? I don't even know who I have. Other than I'm hoping Itchy and Scratchy are in those packs. But that's not why I'm making this movie. No. This video is about something else completely. Believe it or not. See, because after the Toys R Us, on my way home, I stopped into the grocery store. Yep. This is a pickup video about groceries. In fact, it's about cereal. Because I managed to find, this is so awesome, Cocoa Pebbles and Fruity Pebbles. And you may be thinking, so what? It's Cocoa Pebbles and Fruity Pebbles. Notice they both say limited edition. These have not been available here since I was, I don't know, between 10 and 13 roughly. Well, Flintstones, when Flintstones essentially went off the air. It used to be a staple. Like, it was on in the mornings, at lunchtime. It was one of the only things available when I was in elementary school, probably in high school as well, though I didn't go home for lunch, so I wouldn't know it was on television. And then it also played on Saturday, some portion of Saturdays, depending on the station, and on Sundays as well. So yeah, you know, Flintstones was pretty big. I wasn't a big fan of it as a kid, you know, but the fact of the matter is, you had your Fruity Pebbles and your Cocoa Pebbles. Well, when the Flintstones died down, I think it was around the time that the movie came out. The first one, not the second one. Yeah, no longer can get Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles up here. Now, they may have put out these in limited quantities before, and I just didn't notice, because I don't do a lot of grocery shopping, especially in the cereal aisle. Yeah, I don't buy a lot of cereal. I'm not going to lie. I've been buying a lot of cereal lately. I think it's been because I wanted to get more milk intake, and it's the best way to get milk. Take your milk, you add your Cocoa Pebbles, and turns it into chocolate milk. But anyways, yeah. This is a pickup video for cereal. Hey, don't say I'm not giving you different content here. This is different. Who else do you know is giving you pickup videos on cereal? Well, there is that guy. Yeah, she did too, eh? Okay, so I'm not the first, and I'm not the only one, but hey. Do they also do Simpsons minifigures? Yeah, I'm not original at all. Hey, look at this boy. I got nothing. So I'm going to end the video here. Take care, guys. Have a good one.